Okay, as soon as I turn this on, it goes out of focus. This is Air Gunner's Edge. I am trying to get this thing focused. This is the Hatsan Flashpup 25 cal. After, I want to call it a half tune because I didn't touch the trigger or anything else. I just opened up the transfer port. This was on the last. I am using JSB 25.39 grain. Just to show that. Probably ain't gonna come in. 200 bar on the rifle. The stock is off at the moment because I am adjusting the hammer spring, or at least attempting to. Not a very productive night. 898. That was actually a bit low. 911. In case you can't see it. Okay. Oh, yep, helps if I cock it. And I think I almost just double loaded. Alright, let's take that out. That was my bad. Gotta pay attention. Yeah, it double loaded. That's why it dropped down to a 644. Yeah, always pay attention, but I realized it as soon as I did it. 917. 917 is probably about 46 foot-pound of energy with 25 grain. 923. And remember, I only opened up the transfer port on this to 160. I still can go up to 190 if I choose. After these numbers, I think I'm really tempted to take my flash apart and open that one up more. This is, I mean, for hunting, what? That's 47 foot-pound of energy. That's pretty damn good. I mean, this is a $260 refurbished rifle. So, pretty hard hitting. Obviously, shot count would be down. Sorry, I hate when it's magnified and you're hearing someone talk like that. But right at the moment, I suggest you always put the stock on. But as I stated, I am adjusting in testing the gun and the hammer spring. So it's just easier if I leave the stock off. The safety, always, I'm going to continue using it. But it's always best to do this with the stock off. I don't touch anything until I am lined up on the target. Alright, I am at maybe 185 for bar pressure. So, and of course, that was the last pellet. Let me see if I can grab another clip. What do you know? I don't have one loaded. I am so prepared today. This is like very rough testing. I just got the gun back together. Just making sure everything is working properly, smoothly. Nothing is binding up. No trigger issues, no cocking issues, no kind of issues at all. And so far it's been flawless. I didn't change one O-ring. And I didn't see a nick on it, but it looked like maybe a flat spot. I think when I was putting it in and out and I didn't use any silicone on it. So that could have been from me when I was recording earlier. And usually once I pull it out, I put a little silicone and I don't keep putting it back in and out of the receiver tube. So, but I did that for video purposes, so I still should have put a little silicone on the O-rings. I did before assembly. I did clean the barrel. I mean, literally cleaned everything out and made sure I was going to have absolutely no issues other than being unprepared and not having another magazine full. So I apologize. Like I said, this is just rough testing and adjusting of the hammer spring. So, and I do have my RC bearing in there as a spacer, 90 thousandths thick. All right, let's try a few more here. Lined up with my target. I have a very good backstop also. 919. 920. And it's dropping down now. 908. All right, it's starting to drop down now. I am only around 160. So it is using that first, obviously, because of the modifications to the hammer spring and everything else. It's using all the power right up at the 200 bar mark and not wait until 150 to 130 where it would normally do stock. So, but still, it's still putting out on an average maybe 45, but highest 47 foot-pound of energy. And that's just with the 25s. Imagine when I start trying these, I made 56 foot-pound of energy out of my Hatsan Flash. But that was a little more modified than this. But these 33.95 grain MK2s, as I call them, Heavy King, King Heavy, are pretty damn awesome. And they shoot pretty darn accurate out of these rifles. No problems at 90 yards, and they just shoot good. But so far, I am thrilled and impressed. This is about where I was expecting to be, at least over 45 foot-pound of energy. Problem is, it's a 167 or 65 cc tube, so, I mean, you got to expect you're not going to get a huge shot count, but you can build it to make power. And as usual, my brain was twisting. I know the transfer port is going up here. Now, I don't know how any other higher end air rifles have adjustable power levels, and I would really love to find some information on that. Because technically I could drill, I know this is just kind of hacky, but technically I could drill into the cavity of the transfer port and have, it would have to be sealed, of course, rubber O-ring or whatever. But say, obviously something much better than this. A rounded tip screw going about 1/4 inch or whatnot, and I would be able to turn this in to reduce power or turn this out, and maybe not 1/4 20, obviously, something with fine thread, and put this in there so I can make it adjustable right off the gun. Just crazy thoughts that always cross my mind, but I'm really wondering if it could be done, and I'm going to look into how the higher end air rifles have externally adjustable pressure here. So I want to see if that can be machined, drilled, tapped, and make this completely adjustable externally. I know, just crazy stuff goes through my mind, but it can be done, and I would love to do it. So I'll look into that later on. There's just one of my other thoughts that crossed my mind while laying in bed at night. But overall, I'm happy with the tune so far. I only went 160, as I mentioned. Sorry if I do repeat myself, but I kept it conservative compared to my Hatsan Flash. This is the Flashpup. So this isn't even close to being opened up all the way. So what I think I'm going to do is maybe pull the regulator out of my flash, set this up the same, and maybe do a little comparison and see if I am making more power out of my Hatsan Flash, and at what percentage of bar I'm at, and how much hammer spring adjustment I have on it, and what'll be total overall power, and see if it will be worth doing the 180. Because actually I would leave it just like this. Like I said, I think I'm just going to build my flash as a Frankenstein and experiment on that one, because I do love this Flashpup, and now that it's putting out 47 to 45 foot-pound of energy with 25 grain, I'm pretty happy. So, all right, enough of this boring video, and I will come back with a much better review and testing with this rifle. The weather is not cooperating at all, so it's I'm limited here as far as outdoors. So thank you once again. I don't know how much longer my poor Croni's gonna hold up. She's been acting up lately. Maybe it's just the cold, but newer battery, and I had a hard time before it warmed up and actually worked, so I might have to look into getting a new one in the future. But it served its purpose, and still going so far. So, okay, I thank you for watching. Good shooting, and until I get you some more info on the Hatsan pup here, you guys have a good night.